So John Carragher keen to focus on the football, keep his players away from what's going on outside the ground and what everyone's been talking about all week. The fans making it known today their feelings about Mike Ashley and his regime at Newcastle. Calls for a boycott and all sorts this week. And Glenn, when you look at this, John Carragher this week describing the Newcastle job as the hardest in football anyway. It's certainly the hardest in the circumstances at the moment. And just look at the moment, obviously with a few minutes to go until kick-off, it's pretty empty.
Well, it is, yeah. There's obviously a reaction. You'd have thought there'd be more people in the stadium in their normal circumstances. But, you know, it is a tough job, Newcastle. We all know that. It's a passionate crowd up there. Sometimes that's the only way they can show their disgruntlement is by doing something like this. But they're concentrating on the 3 points. They've got to get back to winning ways. It doesn't matter if you're a Sunday.
That's not going to help.
No, it's not going to help. It'll be an advantage actually for Tottenham. They've got to turn that into an advantage. But you know, if you've lost 5 games, even if you're in the Sunday League, let alone in the Premier League, that is a real negative. The vibe is a negative vibe, and he's being bold. He's picked a team with a real thrust to it. Gouffran, as he says, wants to get forward, make a 2 up front when he can, and get his fullbacks forward. So he's under a bit of pressure there anyway, and he's looking for that elusive 3 points. If he gets that, then I think they'll be 100% safe. It could be today that he makes the club safe from any problems at all. Their 7 points are clear, but they are dropping like a stone.
What do you make of it all, Jamie?
You're saying it won't help, and I agree. It won't help. But them supporters are probably. They've tried all sorts of things, maybe demonstrating after a game, maybe, you've seen them sort of chanting for managers or whatever they've sort of thinking of doing. That's the only thing left for them. Now, there's Newcastle, we always talk about how long they've gone without a trophy. There's plenty of teams who can say that, how long they've gone without a trophy. So it's not everyone expects, we should win this, we should win that. Similar to what we said about West Ham before, they know their club better than us. Now, the thing as a supporter is, even if you're not going to win, you want to have the hope that something could happen. You're paying your money for your season ticket. You're hoping the people upstairs have got that hope and belief something could happen. That's what it's like as a football supporter. No one expects to win a trophy, especially Newcastle, every season or be in the run. But they want to have the hope that something could happen. That's just been killed at that club because of Mike Ashley. All he's interested in is staying in the Premier League because of the funds. They've got a big bank balance now. Why are they not spending it on players? They're not interested in winning a cup. They're never going to win the league. So winning a cup is the only chance for those supporters to have a day out at Wembley or do something. He's not interested in it because he thinks it actually gets in the way of them staying up in the Premier League.
Yeah, and I think the heart of the players and how much they want it is the big thing for me today. Comes into question. We were at the derby a couple of weeks ago and it certainly wasn't there, and this was a last straw moment for a lot of these fans who are now protesting today. And you can look at what the club makes, what it doesn't make. I think he's turned a basket business case into a real sound business case. So if you were just purely looking at financials, you would say, well done, Mike Ashley, yes. But that's not what football is all about, of course. We know
Does this show the dangers if you disconnect?
If you disconnect,
with the fans?
there is a problem. And then what happens when your team shows a lack of heart, as some of those players did in the derby, you then get a real frustration on the terraces. And I absolutely understand where Newcastle fans are. There's a discord, as you say, has taken place. There's only one thing that changes that, and that's players' performances, a team performance. John Carragher's in the job from hell at the moment, if you ask me. But what he needs those players who are earning far more,
but Niall,
multiplied than all those fans put together,
Niall,
to do something about it.
Does that come from the top of the club, though? That must transpire and
go
I
agree
to
that the connection is normally better at football clubs, but I would actually, like, John Carragher is one of them. Right, he is a Geordie. You see it every time he speaks. He speaks almost as a fan in many ways. And if he could get just some response from his players over the last few weeks, over the next few weeks, just to show that, look, the football side of it, we have something here.
Okay,
but they don't even have that.